Welcome to Saki Films. Today we'll be looking at my trip to the Scotia Ruins in central Pennsylvania. It's somewhere I didn't really know a lot about, but I was in the area for a video shoot for my day job, so I figured I'd check it out. I shot 35mm HP5+, pushed to 1600, as well as some Kodak Gold in medium format. I also shot a little bit of gold in 35mm. It was a bit of an early morning, but I loaded up and headed out. The drive was about 3 hours through mostly empty farmland, but luckily I found breakfast. And of course, I couldn't just shoot normally. I had to take a risk despite driving for so long. I always find I like my pictures better when I shoot a standard stock on my go-to camera and lens, but I just can't bring myself to do it. I always like to experiment and often find myself frustrated. But luckily this time that didn't happen.
So we've got our HP5. I don't know if you guys load it this way, but I always put the leader in first, crank it just a little, and then pull my film across. Then lock it in as opposed to the other way, make sure it's going. Apologies if you can hear that. There's a guy leaf blowing or something on a road in the forest. Sure. All right, and then got the RB67 here. We're good to go. Online I read you go left at every opportunity and then they should be there. So we'll see how this goes. This isn't exactly fun to walk through, but let's hope it's worth it. Here's our first structure. That is crazy, looking at that. There's literally nothing else around. There's another one over there, I don't know if you can see that. Something I always forget to do is set my ISO, ASA, whatever you call it. I just always forget. Let's get snapping. Okay, may have found my first composition for the medium format. Trick is there's a thicket right behind this, and that's kind of where I want to stand, because through this one you can see the next one over there, and I think that kind of depth is gonna be really nice, but see if we can make it work. All right, so my camera died, of course, because you know, I only brought so many batteries to the shoot. But that is our second location. It's crazy how this is just right out here in the middle of nowhere. All right, we just finished the roll of 120. I'm sure you guys saw some of that throughout. Man, it's so cool, so cool. All right, I'm gonna try and get a little bit away. There's some hills to either side. See, like up there. See if I can get some images down towards the front or on top, and see what it looks like from there. Here we are at the other side. Got another view. You can't really see it, but way back through there is the other concrete structure. All right, that's it. I've still got plenty of shots left on the Nikon, but I'm thinking I'll just take them of the forest on my way out. I've kind of shot all I can, or at least all I want to at this moment with this one. So yeah, start heading out. Still got 10, 15 shots of the HP5. So, you know, we'll see how many of those we get through on our way out. So I was walking back and found some extra ruins. So yeah, luckily I have a couple shots left of HP5, so get snapping. All right, we are back to the car and pack up, and I'll meet you at home.
So HP5 pushed 2 stops. I think I'd shoot it again. It is a little expensive to have to pay to push my film, but if I start developing black and white at home this year, it's definitely something I'd put in my rotation. I also think shooting somewhere with a little less noise and chaos, i.e. not Pennsylvania in the fall, would help this a lot, and it really could shine in other scenarios. With the contrast and the graininess, it often made the sticks and the leaves just a jumbled mess, just really not to my taste. As for the Mamiya, I only got back 7 images, and one was this hot mess, where I totally forgot to meter before I took the shot. I'm also supposed to get 10 images per roll, not 7. This is something I'll come to find out about my Mamiya, and that is that it doesn't lock when the dark slide's in. Stay tuned for the video about our trip to Ireland, where that comes back to haunt me big time. Luckily, I took it out after 3 shots, and the rest of the roll worked just fine. Not sure why I remembered later, or if even at the time, if I remembered that I had left it in, but we got 7 out of 10, which isn't too bad. But overall, I love this camera. This was my first time shooting actual 120 in the field with it. I know I said it was my second time. I got some adapters and put some 35mm through it to expose the sprocket holes and whatever. And that was fun and whatever, but that was the back that had light leaks. So this was my first time with a working back with 120 film out in the field, and it was awesome. I love the waist level viewfinder. It's something I had not shot with before this camera, and just turning the dials for your focus just feels so intentional, and having to meter for each shot, while I don't always remember, it just makes everything feel more important, and limiting yourself to 10 shots in a place is really hard sometimes. But despite how hard it can be to shoot with and the fact that it weighs like 10,000 pounds, I really enjoyed it, and I'm really happy with the results I got. And as for the 35mm gold, as you can see, compared to the medium format, it just isn't the same. And I think it really helps having that depth of field in the medium format. And on the 35mm, I think those shots are just so messy, and I would not use them for pretty much anything. All right, thanks for watching. This was my first of hopefully many videos going forward. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. I'll be back in about 2 weeks to talk about all the new gear I had gotten in 2024, which, spoiler alert, is a lot. And if you ask my wife, way too much.